Housing advocates in Atlanta are warning that a plan to criminally prosecute bad landlords could actually backfire by making housing less affordable. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. All right, so I have an interesting story coming out of Atlanta, Georgia. Now, obviously, Georgia is not known as being a very, anti-landlord place. But within the city of Atlanta, they're trying to go after these landlords who are, basically not keeping their properties in the best condition. Now, like I've said, 99% of landlords are doing everything that they're supposed to be doing, but there's this 1% and they don't maintain their properties like they're supposed to. They break the laws, they break the rules, and they make the rest of us look bad. Well, in this case, the city of Atlanta is actually trying to go after that 1%. But my gripe, and this is my gripe every time they try to go after those really bad actors, is that they cast such a wide net that it captures all of the good landlords within it. And so that means that good landlords who are already doing everything they're supposed to be doing, they are the ones who suffer the consequences, while the bad landlords, they keep getting away with everything they're doing because they just don't care. It's kind of a ridiculous situation. So that's why I don't like this kind of thing where they're like, hey, we're going to criminally prosecute these landlords, right? Well, at what point do you go after them criminally? Are you going to go after somebody who doesn't get something fixed fast enough for you? Are you going to, throw me in jail because I didn't fix something the way that you thought was appropriate, even though it's 100% legal, 100% functional? I don't know. At this point in time, we'll have to wait and see. But now housing advocates are, they're starting to understand that, hey, maybe if we go and we try to punish landlords, the rents could increase. It took them a long time to figure that out. I've been saying that for quite a while, and it will always be true. Every time you add a new rule, every time you add a new regulation, every time that you try to, crack down on those bad guys, well, that results in rents going up. That means that landlords have to increase their screening. Landlords have to, increase their costs, and they're going to pass their increased costs on to the tenants, which means housing will be less affordable. We're going to rent to a lot less shady tenants. We're going to charge higher rents, and that's the way the business operates. So don't get upset when all your new rules and regulations cause prices to go up. So before I get into the article, go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button, maybe leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, okay? In your opinion, right? If you had a criminal charge filed against you for something that was going on with your property, right? Would that discourage you from wanting to be a landlord within the city? Okay, so just out of curiosity, I personally would be like, you know what, I'm not even going to deal with a city where they're coming after me so hard, okay? I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go over here to the suburbs or to some other city where they treat landlords with respect, okay? That's where I always say, right? I got it from Andrew Henderson from the Nomad Capitalist, and it's like, go where you are treated the best. And when it comes to real estate and real estate investment, there are lots of states, there are lots of cities, there's lots of municipalities where you can be a landlord, where you still have your property rights and you don't have to deal with nonsense. So anyway, let's get into this article. It's coming from CBS46.com, and it says, housing advocates urge caution with prosecuting landlords. Let's see their side of the story because, this is an interesting one, okay? During the beginning of July, Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis said her office will go after negligent landlords who are failing to maintain their properties or turning a blind eye to criminal activity. Now, the Housing Justice League has said that prosecuting landlords may actually end up hurting tenants if it's not approached cautiously. The organization believes while it may be well-intentioned to remove landlords, this may turn out to be a bigger problem for tenants. I do believe it's the right step, but we need to have a better approach on how we want to tackle this, said Allison Johnson, executive director of the Housing Justice League. Johnson says if more landlords are criminalized, Tenants will be forced out of their homes and into what is increasingly becoming an unaffordable housing market. Now, that should tell you something right there, okay? Now, here is something I didn't even realize about this whole situation. Up there in an earlier paragraph, actually in the first paragraph, it says that they're going to go after landlords who are failing to maintain their properties or turning a blind eye to criminal activity, okay? So now, if you have a crime occur on your property, let's say one of your tenants is dealing drugs on your property, you as a landlord might not even know about it. But guess what? Now you've got the county attorney coming after you and blaming you because of the criminal activity that your tenant is doing. You know, that is absolutely ridiculous, okay? And it should not be legal that you get punished for crimes that your tenant is doing. I mean, what do you want me to do here? I mean, you want me to go down to the tenant and, you know, like beat the crap out of them so that they don't sell drugs anymore? What? I mean, for real. I mean, I don't, you know, like, I don't have full-time property management in my properties, okay? So I imagine like a duplex. I have a duplex. I have both sides rented out. I have a tenant with a lease in there. The tenant, you know, maybe she has a boyfriend or something that comes and lives with her that I don't even know, that isn't even on my lease, right? That boyfriend who comes and lives with her is a drug dealer. And, you know, now he's selling drugs out of my unit. You know, the police are getting called. There's a whole bunch of criminal activity going on. Next thing I know, I've got the county attorney filing charges against me as though I'm the one who's selling the drugs and throwing me in jail. You know, we're talking about an issue of fairness here, okay? If a person is committing a criminal activity, you go after that person. You don't blame the people around them, okay? You don't blame the landlord. You don't, you know, I mean, it's just not right. It's not fair, and it really punishes the good landlords out there, and that's what's going to happen, okay? That's exactly what I was just talking about. There's going to be a lot of good landlords who are caught up in this dragnet of them, and they're going to be so proud. They're going to be like, hey, yeah, look at what we're doing. You know, we got these landlords and we threw them in jail. And meanwhile, you know, the affordable housing is just slowly disappearing because, you know what? Now you're telling landlords, hey, you know, we have to really, really be cautious, and we have to really, really be on it. And, you know, I'm not saying landlords shouldn't already be doing that. But those landlords who are giving the tenants with, you know, criminal history or questionable work history or bad credit or whatever, those landlords who are doing that stuff before, who are already doing that, they might say, no, we only are putting in, you know, fully vetted, good tenants in here. And, you know, you move your boyfriend in, you're getting evicted. We're not going to make any exceptions to our criteria. We're not going to, you know, slightly bend the rules or be nice because the county won't let us anymore. And you know what that'll lead to? More homelessness, okay? More or less affordable housing. So yeah, this is what they get because of the rules they created. We don't want to scare our landlords off. We want to be partners and to make sure our tenants are safe, said Johnson. The main concern is that others will capitalize on landlords who have to give up their properties. We know there are a lot of predators out there that are out here that are ready to swoop up these properties, and that could run the risk of more evictions and displacements in the city, said Johnson. Johnson hopes there is a thorough process where landlords can show in good faith they'll fix any issues before they're cited, charged, or removed. And yeah, they better have a good process in there because, you know what, most landlords are trying to do the right thing, like I said, and this will catch those good landlords in the net of, you know, this bad landlord, oh, they're negligent. Like I said, most landlords are trying to do the right thing. Now, especially when you're talking about small mom and pop landlords, the cost of repairs is a burden on a small mom and pop landlord who isn't like super wealthy sometimes. So they might have a property that has some sort of issue and they're working on trying to get it fixed, but they just don't have the money to do it. So, you know, give them a break. Let them, if it takes them a little bit longer to get some stuff repaired. I'm not saying, stuff that has to do with safety, but, cosmetic things, etc. If it takes them a little bit longer for them to get that stuff repaired, then you need to give them a break and allow them the time necessary to do it without just throwing, citations at them, without just trying to throw them in jail.